Okay, I'm going to show you how you can update your dealer locations. The link to it's down here on the footer of each web page. I pulled in the ones from the current site. And I believe you said you needed to edit some of these, so I'm going to show you how you can do that. We went through this over this a little bit beforehand, but I tried to streamline the process somewhat so it'll be a bit easier. What you want to do is you go here under Manage Pages under the CMS heading, and then you'll get a list of different pages here. If you click on dealer locations, a little window will pop up and you'll see the table with all the locations and the phone numbers in there. You'll notice the styling doesn't match up. The website kind of just takes the information you enter here and automatically styles it so it kind of matches the layout. So all you need to worry about is just getting the information into this table. Let's do a little example. Let's say you need to add some locations for New York State. So you'll see here between these are in alphabetical order. You got New Jersey locations, North Carolina locations. So we're going to need to add in a row here to put in our New York locations. So to start, we're going to take our mouse and click inside this box here in this row, because we want to add a row here right after this row where we are right now. So I got the cursor in there. I right click. You scroll down a row, you'll see it says insert row before, insert row after, and delete rows. If you hit that insert row after, it'll insert a row after the row that your cursor is currently in. So our cursor is currently right there. So if I go row, insert row after, see it's added a row here below this other location. So if I go in here but probably the easiest thing to do is copy the heading style here, go to New York and just rename it to New York locations. And then similar to that, now that we've got the header, we're going to need to add another row so we can put in a dummy location. So if I do the same process, put my cursor in here, right click, go to row, insert row after, got another row. And then what I'm going to do is just start typing New York. I'll just put in just a sample store here. And like we talked about before, if you hold down the shift button and hit return, you won't do if I hit the return, if the cursor's here after it and I hit the return, you get that big spacing. It sets it up as it's kind of double spacing. So if you just hold down the shift button and hit return, it will put the cursor just one line below it. So that's what you want to do here, and put in a street address. Again, shift, return. I don't know what, and then so we've got our street address location there. What I've done is set it up here so that the contact information is on the right side of the table, and the street address is on the left and location name. So if you put your cursor over here on the right hand side, so you see that it's blinking in there, and if you come up here and hit this insert remove bulleted, if you scroll your mouse over these buttons, they'll tell you what they do. But if you go to this button here and hit the insert remove bulleted list, you'll notice that it's added a bullet there, so I can enter a phone number. So there you see you've got the phone number added. And one other thing, these buttons, just give an example. It's kind of hard to see here, but these are actually italicized, and that's kind of how we do it on the current website. So what you can do is you can highlight the location name, and if you go up here and hold, if you scroll over this I button, it shows that that's the italic button. So if you click that, it'll italicize the name of it. And, if you wanted to, you could bold it also. But I think all of them are just italicized, so I'll just keep them like that. And if I were to hit save, and go back here and let's refresh this page. You'll see now we've got the New York locations and it's matched the styling from the other ones. And then you've added that new entry and you've got the contact number. Just as an example though, let's say you wanted to add a web address here, like this one's got a web address, this one has an email address. So you can go here, go back to dealer locations, and for this, what you want to do is scroll down, put your cursor right behind the last character in the line, and just hit a regular return. You don't have to do the shift return. It'll recognize that you're inside this bulleted list and give you another line. So then if we hit, I'll put in my web address as an example. You'll see that's we got the web address that's there, but you'll notice like this web address, for example, it's an active link. We need to do the same thing for this one so that if someone can click on it and go to the web page. So you highlight the link, by holding on your cursor button and highlighting it. Then we go up to this. The first thing you want to do actually is on your keyboard, hit your Control-C button, then copy it. So you're copying this bit of text, and then hit this link button up here with a little globe with the little link in front of it. That'll give you this pop-up window. The link types for the website, you're going to want to select a URL, which is just another name for a web address. And here in the URL window, if you just can hit the paste button, and it'll paste in the web address that was copied from there. And if you hit OK, go back here, you'll see now we have the web address. If I hit save, go back here, hit return, or refresh, excuse me, you'll see it's added the web address, and if I clicked on it, it would take me to the web page. Now, just to give another example, if they had given you an email address to add to that, or if they only had an email address. But to add an email address, similar process, you put your cursor here on the last line, hit return, you get that new bulleted list, and then let's type in an email address. Same process as it is for adding a web address. You highlight it, copy it, hit our link button up here, but instead of URL type, let's hit email, and you paste the email right there in the email address and hit OK. If we save that, go back to the web page. If I click on that, you'll see it pops up into an email, a new message in my email client. So that's how you can update, add a new entry. Just let me show you how to go ahead and delete. If you wanted to delete a row, saying you didn't want to show that location anymore, you go back here to dealer locations, and let's just delete that example we just created. Go down here, similar to putting in your cursor and adding a row. What you want to do is put your cursor in the row that you want to delete. This is the row. These two cells here together are the row. It's blinking here at the last S in this an address here. Right click, go to row, and hit delete row. Now, just one other thing you can do here is this button right here. If you accidentally just deleted the wrong row, if you hit that button there, undo. So you see it's gone ahead and undone that deletion. But just to repeat that process, right click, row, and delete row. And also go ahead and delete this header row and hit save. Go back to our web page, refresh button, and you'll see that it's removed that location.